Bill Murray is every analyst's nightmare as the lovable neurotic who latches onto his doctor. Richard Dreyfuss co-stars in What About Bob on the Movie Channel.
We're heading for Sturgis. The bad boys and girls of WCW straddle their hogs and head for the world-famous Sturgis Rally. We're going to take you places you've never seen before. You'll smell the gasoline burning and hear the tires squeal. Make the ride to Sturgis for WCW's Hog Wild. Saturday, August 10th, live and only on pay-per-view.
ESPN turns back the hands of time and looks at two legendary boxers. Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard fight again on Super Bouts. Spend an hour in the joint as A&E visits the toughest prisons in the country and meets the men who call a cell home on Investigative Reports.
Happy Sunday evening, y'all. I hope you're ready for a good one tonight. Holy shit, WWE No Mercy 2002. This should be a really fun watch-along to do. Thank you to whoever it was that suggested this show a couple of weeks ago during one of the watch-alongs, because when I looked up the card, I'm like, oh yeah, we got to put that one on the list. And since I slacked off this week and didn't provide a poll for the members to help pick a watch-along for tonight, I just decided to pick one on my own, and I thought this would be a perfect one to do. So, No Mercy 2002 is what we're doing on the Peacock. Good to see everybody in here already, 50 or so folks in the chat. Welcome to everyone like Fox Star Killer, Lil Justin Lowe. We Are Pro Wrestling in the house. Ray Frand, How Wheezy chiming in with $5. I'd love to see numerous random attacks by random people who all link up at the end at Extreme Rules to reveal their leader. And the Wyatt 6 is born. That's a good idea, How Wheezy. Let's circle back to that one in a minute. Very interesting, though. And welcome to the channel members like How Wheezy, like Zach Palgett, like Deshaun Robinson, like George Morris, also chiming in with $5. Hey, Greg, how are you doing and how are your cats? How about the next watch-along, WWF No Mercy 1999, the day my buddy Richard Miller was arrested? That's an interesting day. Yeah, No Mercy 99, man, that was an interesting time. We just watched Unforgiven 99 last week. No Mercy 99 was the Good Housekeeping match. Russo and Ferrara had just bounced. Jeff Jarrett was heading to WCW. I don't recall that pay-per-view being very great, but we are in October. We need to do some No Mercies. We also need to do some Halloween Havocs. And hopefully your buddy Richard, good old Dick Miller, is out of jail. Best to him. Nick Musser's here as well. Good to see Big J, Ben Espinoza, Jet the Hawk, David Brown, Colin Norman Wright, Ultimate WWF fan, Andy Linnell, Yachiro, Ray Ferrand, did I get you already? Fox Star Killer, I think I got you. Right on. Just wanted to give a quick hello to everyone. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hope you guys are having a great day. And like I said, No Mercy 2002 on tap for tonight. I only looked at the card one time, but from what I recall, it's Triple H and Kane unifying the World and Intercontinental title. We have Brock Lesnar and Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell, which was a phenomenal match from what I remember. Pretty sure we have RVD and Ric Flair on this show, which is also pretty damn cool, and a bunch of other matches that I've now forgotten. But I just remember when I looked at the card, I said, oh yeah, that's a good one to do. So No Mercy it is. There will not be a watch-along 1 week from tonight. We're going to be missing next week, but the week after that, I will be having the channel members decide on that one. I'll put up a post pretty soon, let you guys make some suggestions, and then maybe I'll throw up a poll on the YouTube community tab, let you guys vote on it, because that seems like a good way to make some of these decisions when I can't decide which ones we're going to do. Next month in November, we will be busting out quite a few Survivor Series. And man, as much as I don't want to watch Survivor Series 1997, it is the 25-year anniversary of that. So, yeah. Anywho, hopefully in this time that I've been talking, you guys have gone over to your Peacock and pulled up No Mercy 2002. So it's going to be Season 4, Episode 1, according to Peacock. The runtime on this is 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 34 seconds. So just a couple of minutes longer than most of these pay-per-views are. They're usually in the 2-hour, 40-minute range. So we'll get cooking here in just a couple of minutes. That way it'll be a nice, even 3-hour-long stream. And this should be a good one. Let me just do my sound checks and make sure we're good on my end. Yeah, right on. We're good there. All right, cool. And you guys know what to do. Once we hit play together, the timer right above my head will begin to move, and all you got to do is just sync up your Peacock with the timer above my head, and we can all follow along. That way, if you have an interruption, or if I have an interruption, or if anything happens, timer will always run. We just got to match the timer, and we can all watch this together, and it will work. Watch-alongs have been a fun addition to the channel, even though they don't generate a ton of views. I still think it's a lot of fun to come up here and do this on Sunday. And incidentally, I have the Sunday Night Football game, which looks like it could be a good one. It is Kansas City and Tampa Bay. So it's Chiefs up against Tom Brady. Brady, I think, got rattled a little bit last week by Aaron Rodgers. So, and I think he's at home, so that could be an interesting game. So we'll have that on the big screen on the wall here, and we'll keep you guys updated with the score, and we'll all hang out and enjoy some wrestling and some fun times. Cheers to you. I got my trusty green bottle of Stella wide open. My adult gummy has been consumed, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Hope you guys are as well. Let me see. We Are Pro Wrestling. What do you got to say here about these Halloween Havocs? 4 Halloween Havocs, either 93 or 94. Like them both, especially 93. 93 was Cactus Vader exactly in a Texas Death Match, and 94 was Hogan Flair in a steel cage retirement match. That's right. Yeah, as soon as Hogan came in, they made Flair retire and all that nonsense. 94 might be a fun one to do, only because I don't remember much about that show. I have it. I own it. I used to remember it, too, seeing it in the video store, the Halloween Havoc purple VHS box with the cage and Hogan and Flair on the front, and finally bought myself, I think I at least have one copy of that. But I don't recall much about the card other than that. So I think we need to do either 93 or 94, definitely in the month of October. Might be tough to do them both, but one of those for sure we have to do, and that would be a good source of a YouTube poll as well, to do one of those. And for Halloween Havoc last year, I think we did 97. I think we might have even done 98. I got to go back and look and see what we did last year. 97 I know has been done, but we need to do a minimum, I believe, of one Halloween Havoc this month. Hopefully two, though. Let me see who else is here. Deshaun, did I get you earlier? I think I did, just in case I didn't. Cyber Sunday 2008. I don't know. 2008's a little late for me to be watching some of these shows. I like some of these older ones from this time period. Armageddon 2002. Right on. These are all pretty good ones. We'll get some good ones done before the year is over. Yeah, for sure. All right, well, let's get this show on the road here. Hopefully you guys have gotten your No Mercy Season 4, Episode 1 pulled up on your Peacock with your finger on the play button. I'm going to do the same. As usual, we'll do a countdown from 3 and hit play together. I just want to make sure that my finger is on the right area here, and we get this done. All right, finger on the timer, finger on the play button. We are ready to rock in a countdown from 3. Y'all ready? 3, 2, 1, play. Right on. Timer's running. Peacocks are moving. Undertaker's faces are showing. Don't skip any intros if it offers you that option. We just watch straight through here. Something's wrong with Taker's hand. I don't recall what happened there. I guess Brock broke it. Oh, there's Kane. What's up, Kane? That's an awesome image.
So, how was your week?
How was your week? Well, I don't recall what happened there, but obviously in the build to Taker and Brock, Taker got roughed up. And Kane ain't having that good of a time either on the other side with Triple H, as Triple H has revealed Kane to be a murderer. Now, help me out, We Are Pro Wrestling, or anybody else who knows this pay-per-view. Did it come before or after? Well, they might show it in the recap package here. When did Triple H fuck the corpse? That's what I'm wondering. I think if he crawled in that casket, they would show it here, so I really hated that they unified those two titles. Brock broke it with a propane tank. No kidding. Ow. Shit. Man, Brock was only 6 months in the business by this point. Already won and lost. Oh, no, he hadn't lost the title yet. He was about to. Or he was about 6 or 7 months in WWE, I should say. Had a little bit longer than that in the business itself. Chris Ludecki, what's up, dude? Appreciate that $10. Greg, hope you're well. I think 96 Halloween Havoc would be good. I actually talked to Stevie Ray about his match with the Outsiders, and he met Michael Jackson and his parents that night. That's crazy. Yeah, 96, I don't remember too much about 96. Hogan would have recently turned heel, so maybe he wrestled the Giant again. I don't know who the hell he even wrestled at 96. Oh, I know at the end of that, Piper came out. Halloween Havoc 96 is when Piper showed up. So Hogan successfully defended his title in the main event against somebody, I think. Probably Giant. I don't remember. And that's when Piper showed up. I know Hogan and Giant worked the previous Halloween Havoc, the Cobo Hall monster truck nonsense. Oh, yeah, there's the propane tank. Okay. I just remember how horrifically bloody this match was. Paul Heyman dumping Brock Lesnar for Big Show the following month was a storyline that made zero fucking sense at all to me. Macho Man at 96. Okay, thank you for that. Oh, yeah, Hogan Macho, huh? I'd be into that. 7 years after the Mania 5 match. I mean, I remember now, but... Canaanite. I saw a Canaanite sign. They're in Little Rock? No kidding. Who's from Arkansas in the chat? It's a state I've never been to. You ever play that game, like write down the 50 states game and see if you can name them all? I always forget one or two, and it's always Arkansas. I'm like, oh yeah, you just don't hear about Arkansas. Nobody talks about Arkansas. Arkansas ain't hip. It's like if the United States was a high school, like Arkansas and North and South Dakota would be like the nerds. Sorry. Texas would be all the jocks. California would be all the sensitive male hippies. I don't know what the East Coast would be. So this is a tag team championship match. Okay, what year are we in? 2002. So Jericho is champions here with Christian? No. I feel like the Jericho Christian stuff was like the following year. Lance Storm? Who the hell is Jericho tag team champions with? I love not knowing. I love not remembering. Oh man, Booker T busted open. You don't want blood in your dreads. I mean, I wouldn't think. Not that I ever had any. Okay, maybe it is Christian. Christian. It is Christian. All right. I love that I kind of don't remember shit now. Like, I think I'm pretty good up until 2002, and then it just starts to trail off a little bit. Okay. I don't think these two guys need separate entrances, even though they're singles wrestlers. WWE had that stretch of 20-plus years there where the tag team titles were just always on two singles wrestlers. I know that can be done sometimes, and that's totally fine and acceptable, but WWE was just like, for a while there, it seemed like all their teams were like that. Or even if they were a team, they were only temporary alliances. It's nice to see AEW doing the tag team scene pretty awesome with all the teams they have. It reminds me of like the mid-'80s in WWE when you had so many great teams, Islanders and Bulldogs and Hearts and Demolition and Can-Ams. Felt like a division. So this is going to be Jericho and Christian against Booker T and Goldust. 4 singles wrestlers, 4 former Intercontinental champions. Wait, was Booker T the Intercontinental champion? I don't recall him being the Intercontinental champion, but he must have been. How did Booker T go his whole career without winning the IC title? He must have won that. Help me. Help ignorant Greg out. Greg don't remember something else. Thanks for the tweet there, Nick. I like the look on my face. Shout out to Matthew from Botchamania, who sent me a credit today. He used my my Back to the Future parody of NXT in the latest episode of Botchamania. Very honored. All right, looks like we've got national anthems going on. I'm not going to kneel because I'm already sitting, so close enough. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. $5 there, Fox Star Killer. That Triple H Katie Vick skit was on Raw the night after the show. So tomorrow night is when Triple H will perform an act of, what's it called? What's corpse fucking called? Necrophilia? Is that what it is? Get you some, Triple H. Get you some of that cold Katie Vick. Yeah, Kane is the IC champion. I'm aware of that. And I swear this is Triple H getting his win back from Judgment Day the year before, when they had that great like chain match for the IC title that Kane won. And now Triple H not only, and that was for the IC title. So, and Triple H was a champion going into that. So now he gets to not only take that Intercontinental title back away from Kane, but also retire it at the same time. What an asshole. Reign of Terror. What kind of jet is that? Jeez, that thing looks like a spaceship flying over. Good God. That blue flame coming out, exhaust flame coming out the back, or that purple flame? Jesus. Fucking technology, man. All right, so we got Christian and Booker T. Charles Robinson. There's a whole bunch of Hall of Fame shit going on. Look at this. Dustin, Booker, Christian, Jericho. Charles Robinson is a referee. Everybody is in TNA except for Booker T and Robinson. But everybody is still capable at this point of having a match, even though I wouldn't consider Booker T active. Is he officially kind of like retired? But I think if Booker T had to get in the ring for a charity event or something, he could do it. So technically, this is a 21-year-old show. Or I'm sorry, 20-year-old show. And most of these guys can still work. And Jericho is currently a world champion, which is insane. All right, Goldust's ass shot there. I was happy at this time to see Goldust back, because this run was so quick there in the 90s before shit went to hell and he went to WCW, and then they brought him back at the Royal Rumble, and he stuck around here for a little bit. You mean AEW? Did I say TNA? I recorded a mic drop today. It's done editing. I just got to I'll upload it later. But I had to retake like 3 sentences because I kept calling AEW TNA. I'd already done that like twice today. I'm like, what fucking year am I living in? Yeah, this was after the plane ride from hell. I thought Dustin got himself fired from that, but I think it was Hennig and Scott Hall. All right, looks like kickoff. Looks like Tampa Bay is receiving, and they make it out to about the 22. Three-1 Mets, bottom of third inning. There's still some playoff implications in the National League at stake, right? We're about to enter that crazy time of year where for a short time we're going to have all 4 major sports going on at the same time, with NHL, NBA, finishing up baseball, and of course we're right in the middle of football season. Oh, nice. Steven Scott, that's a pretty good idea. Starrcade 97 this year in December for the 25th anniversary. Faux show. Y'all remind me of that one. We need to do a Starrcade in December anyway, so it'll be hard to forget that one. We did Starrcade 98 last year, Goldberg and Kevin Nash. Oh, I thought Tampa Bay was receiving. Was that a fumble? I would have sworn when I watched that kickoff, Tampa Bay was receiving the ball. Oh, yeah, they must have turned it over because KC's in scoring position right off the bat. What'd Tom Brady do, throw a pick? I love it. Beat him so bad he comes out of the closet, KC. Oh, wow, touchdown. Kelsey. Look at that. Well, we are 45 seconds into the game, and Kansas City has scored and struck. That must have been following a turnover. 2 plays, 21 yards, 42 seconds long, scoring drive. All right, here comes Booker. Booker and Jericho. I should text my sister, because her and my brother-in-law are probably very happy right now. Oof. date on this pay-per-view is October 20th. Yes, thank you, Zach, for that. And the Raw we watched, the members-only watch-along we did a couple weeks ago was October 7th Raw. What up, Hassan? Good to see you. Glad you're here, too. Y'all know what to do with that thumbs up button if you want to smash it a little bit. It wouldn't upset me. Oh, okay, so that's a fumble on a run. Oh, yeah. That might have been their first play of the game. Their first offensive play, I think that fumble happened on. Wow. Uh-oh, Shattered Dreams. Shattered Dreams is right. Ugh. Like, I know you're somewhat protected there. Oh, Christian's testicles are in critical condition. Like, I know the buckle protects you from a bit from the Shattered Dreams, but that's just got to be a scary as shit move to take. Oh my God, I just panicked that the timer wasn't matched, but we're fine. My favorite thing about NFL is NFL bad lip reading. I just can't wait till the season's over so the new bad lip reading comes out. It's my favorite. Spinaroonie. $1,000 super chat. We'll get you a Spinaroonie right here on the floor. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. Didn't know this happened. Middle rope just snapped. Y'all got to improvise. Jericho, I think, was going for his... Christian put his foot on the rope. Jericho, I think, was going for that springboard drop kick, I think, and the rope snapped. Yikes. Got to call an audible on this one. Jericho still tried to hit the ropes. I mean, at least it's better. I mean, in the Hart Foundation Rockers match, look at Jericho trying to get up there. Wow. Wow, and he still hits a moonsault on the top rope. And he's going to win with the belt under there? Robinson counted that? Hey, well, I guess that could have been worse. I wonder how much of that finish was changed. I wonder if they're like, oh, just bulldog me or just moonsault me and go home, or if that whole sequence was able to remain intact because the top rope was still there, so Jericho could do the moonsault finish. That's cool. I don't think I've seen that match since the night it aired, to be honest. It's probably a match I've never gone back and watched. This is a pay-per-view I've never gone back and watched. I've probably seen it one time and one time only. But yeah, I want to see this again. Oh my God. Oh shit. Look at Robinson. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. This pay-per-view. It's not a live event. Good moonsault from Jericho. That's how you improvise. That's how you do it. All right, Tampa Bay on the move. Nice completion. They are in scoring range. Number one announcer. Yes. I miss you, Funaki. Oh, Al Wilson. He's here already? Oh, yeah. Damarie gave you this peek. Ooh. This storyline was so weird. How does this peak make you feel? Funaki should be the host of fucking 60 Minutes, man. Have him interview presidents and stuff. When you grab her the pussy, what was it like? Twin Peaks. Bucks pulled a field goal out of that. All right, yeah, 7-3. I guess I could position the chair a little better to see everything, but that would be silly. It's like wrestling is here, you guys are here, game is there. Tito is behind me, or under me. How many times does he get sneak peeks from her? Oh, and a hotel key. Ooh, look at that. Oh, it's her bookmark. Your comment. What's your comment, Al?
And then last week, after a mixed tag team match with Torrie and Damari, your daughter, Torrie, found you in the shower with Damari.
I love that Funaki is the one laying this out. Oh. Too bad, Torrie. Get over it. That's what happens when you're a hot piece of ass like Al Wilson. Women desire you. You know, I'm going to go through the same thing when I get to be 75 years old. They're all going to be just all up on me and stuff, you know. Like, that's what happens when you get old. There's something about, like, wrinkly, saggy testicles that's really attractive. Just ask Dawn Marie.
I'm going to say this once only.
He's going to say it once only.
I did not have sexual relations.
He did not have sexual relations with that woman, which at this time was only a 3-year-old thing. The Lewinsky scandal.
It seems that Mr. Al Wilson does not understand English. From No Mercy, this is Funaki, SmackDown, #1 announcer report.
Why did they not keep Funaki as a permanent guy? Why is Funaki still not there with Corey Graves' job? I don't understand. By the way, Spaz Phoenix, appreciate the $10, my friend. Just putting on the finishing touches on WWE last week. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., folks. This week, I'll be reviewing the new NXT and previewing Extreme Rules. Dawn Marie. More like Damn Marie. Michael Cole. Hey, at least he doesn't have the frosted tips, but you got way too many buttons unbuttoned on your shirt, Michael Cole. No. No. No, no, no. No. Michael Cole, just stop it. God, he's the worst. All right, so this is Torrie against Dawn Marie. This is not going to be like a pillow fight, mud bath or something. They're actually going to work. I actually like Dawn's gear more than Torrie's. It's rare that I say that. I think it's the pink. SNL Will Ferrell making fun of Monica Lewinsky. My favorite was when I think it's like Will Ferrell playing Saddam Hussein and Molly Shannon is playing Monica Lewinsky, and of course I think it's Daryl Hammond or whoever's doing Clinton at the time, because he was it was Daryl Hammond because Phil Hartman was dead, and the three-way call between the three of them is fucking hilarious. Dawn Marie, as far as I know, she was married with kids, I think. I know she had a couple kids, or at least one, shortly after this. So I think she's doing okay from what I know, but I haven't heard anything specific about her in a while. Hopefully she's doing okay. I was always a big Dawn Marie fan. She was so hot in ECW, and I was glad that they brought her in. Michael Kumo, happy to say you never had the frosted tips on your hair, neither did I. I don't mind like adding some color if you want to lighten up your hair. That's fine, like overall. But like those little tips, the in sync frosted tips, that's just horrific, man. But then again, you guys hear me complain all the time about the ridiculous look that seems to be so common amongst men now, with the skin-tight pants that don't go all the way down and they're like riding halfway up the calf, and then you wear dress shoes but you don't wear any socks with it. And if you do wear socks, they're ridiculous socks. So to me, frosted tips are no dumber than that in my mind. So it's all about what's... oh, phew. We're good. Whew. Yeah, thank you. My hair is on point tonight. I was just notified that there's not enough disk space to continue recording. Oh, yeah, it's because I'm out of... I got to transfer some shit to the hard drive. Is Al Wilson at ringside for this? I didn't catch him. There we go. All right, I'm going to start recording again. There we go. I record all my streams in case I want to crop out mic drops or things like that. But, ooh. Nice, Mike Sparks. What a day for him. Oh, look at him get some. Look at you getting some, Mike. For you, I think you took a few liberties there, Mike Sparks. He goes like this. That's hysterical. He's like, what? I didn't do nothing. Fucking perv. I love that he had to like go like this. That was the best. Trying to impress Al. Got to impress Al. Nice suplex. A snap suplex from Torrie. Commercial right now on the game, so I have no idea who's winning. Hey, WWF fan. Appreciate the $2. Hey, Greg, just joining in. This is a great pay-per-view. Yeah, it looks to be. So far, it's cracking me up. You know what? I do remember there being controversy behind Dawn Marie's release and pregnancy. So that's it. That's it. Yeah, she's got her. Torrie puts her down clean. Did she say, don't fuck my dad? Is that what she said? Oh, that was for my dad. I would have sworn Torrie goes, don't fuck my dad. Such a weird story. Like, you got to remember, you got to realize that this Al Wilson, Dawn Marie shit was going on simultaneously with the Katie Vick stuff. It's like two fucked up angles on each show, or one fucked up angle on each show.
You know, Coach, Ric Flair is a 16-time world champion. He styles, he profiles. He's a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing son
RVD did Flair's shit.
RVD. I don't style. I don't profile. Limos? I don't need them. You can catch me in line at Hertz waiting to drive myself to the next town. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm just that way.
RVD's very different from Ric Flair.
I fly commercial. Quite often I even get stuck in coach. No offense. Bro, I even get stuck in the middle seat sometimes.
What's up, Destiny and Jeff McMahon in the house as well. The Juliet is here. What did he say? Finger smashing? Oh, he's bad at that. Frog splashing. He can't do the woos very good. Risk taking. Huh. They're making Rob do this. Huh. Hmm.
You've never seen him before. Now back to you. Oh, wait a second. Come here, Brett. I know I'm a raw guy, but this is too good to be true. Brock Paul. Real quick, guys. You're just a few moments away from Hell in a Cell later tonight.
Oh, wow.
Your thoughts on this match?
Heyman, you kind of looking slim there.
Real quick, if you don't mind. Now your recent accusations of the Undertaker
Who's this?
may have caused quite a fervor.
Accusations? No, there is no.
Who the fuck is that?
What I said was the truth. He is a liar and a cheat. Everything that I have said is the truth. I am here tonight to watch that scumbag get what he deserves.
Is this like an ex-girlfriend of The Undertaker or something? I don't even remember that. Fill me in. Who's she? That girl's a Jezebel. They're just bringing back everybody. Fucking Katie Vick, and now Undertaker's got a girlfriend too that hates him. Jeez. What were they doing in 2002? Like Brock and Undertaker, there should be no other elements required in a story like that. It's Brock and Undertaker. Oh, his old theme. His old theme. I know they've used it like twice. I guess this is one of the shows. Unless for some reason it's edited and it's not really what he used. This sounds edited as fuck, so I don't know why they're... Unless he really used it here. Help me out. Do we know if this is legit or not? But this is his 1992 theme, which I loved. I like this theme better than Space Odyssey or whatever the hell. All right, KC is on the move. Oh, no, unless they fell short of a first down there. So for some reason, Flair's regular theme is dubbed with his 90 theme in this episode randomly. That's not the case for every Flair match, is it? It can't be. I kind of like the set. Is it one big, like, Hell in the Cell or something? Is that what the No Mercy set is kind of looking like? Rob Van Dam and Ric Flair. What an interesting match. I wouldn't mind seeing this match in a shoot. Rob Van Dam would kick his ass. Fuck Nick Patrick. I checked my shelf. I wasn't sure if I had No Mercy because I don't have a ton of pay-per-views. The only No Mercy I have that I saw on the media shelf is No Mercy 2008. So I don't even know how I came across or how I got my hands on that. But sometimes the only time I would ever, anytime I bought DVDs, I stayed away from the pay-per-views. I had no desire to buy the pay-per-views because I already had all the pay-per-views for DVDs, except for like WrestleManias. But like just in between shows, No Mercies and Judgment Days, I would only get those if I bought like a lot, like a group of DVDs, and they happened to be in there, and then I would acquire them. But I would never search out to buy a random 2006 pay-per-view, you know? I just kind of like to have the documentaries and the compilation sets and that type of stuff. Oh, Kansas City scored 13-3. Is Mahomes not even lined up on that? It's 14-3 in the first quarter. Might be a high-scoring game. Fucking Lions, man. They scored 45 points today and lost. See, you can hear, I've talked about this before, about my experience going to shows. I'm pretty sure these big fans are on clearing out RVD's pyro smoke. You hear that humming? They used to drive me nuts when I would go to live events, and after pyro, they would run these loud fans, be loud as shit in the arena, and it would drive me crazy. And you can hear it on camera. They're trying to exhaust out that or vent out that pyro smoke. You'll hear that humming stop, I bet you, in just a couple minutes. I never liked Nick Patrick. He's just so easy to not like. Didn't like him as a referee because he made weird like 1, 2, 3 counts. They were just so odd. I just feel like the referee should slap his hand on the mat so you can fucking hear it. And he always had this weird, frilly little count in WCW, and then his gimmick became to be an asshole. And then he just has a dumb face on top of that. So there's just a lot of things to dislike. I'm sure in real life he's probably a totally nice guy. But man, I wanted nothing to do with him when I was watching wrestling back in these days. Didn't like him in WCW and didn't like him in WWE. But at least he was more straight in WWE. He didn't really... I think during the Invasion he was kind of dirty, but he basically just became another official and wasn't involved in too many angles, I don't think, after that. And stuck around for a while. They kept Nick Patrick. Nick Patrick spent a lot of years in WWE. How long, you know what? Somebody that knows these things, how long did Nick Patrick stay in WWE? When did he leave? Because I remember him in WCW way before any of the NWO and even Hogan being there. So he had to have been there probably basically like from the beginning when Turner took over. I don't recall if he was there, how early he was there in NWA or if he was there at all. But even if he began in 89, so let's say he was there 10 years. In WCW, maybe 8. You know, he might have matched that time in WWE. Or came close to it anyway. Yeah, he had Jeff. He definitely did. I think it was like maybe him against Earl Hebner or something like that. Yeah, so he was doing shit during the Invasion, like I said. But after that, he became just a regular referee. And they didn't draw back on his past too much. They did the same thing with Danny Davis after he was the evil referee. Next thing you know, I mean, Jack Tunney suspended him for life. I thought being suspended for life means for, life. So when he came back 2 years later as a regular referee, or 3 years later, whatever it was, just as a regular referee, and they never even acknowledged his past. He would referee Bret Hart title matches. I'm pretty sure he was the referee in the Bret Hart 1-2-3 Kid match on Raw. All the history that Bret and Danny Davis had, they never once mentioned it or talked about it. Just pretended like it didn't happen. So they were good at just deciding to make guys referees again. Yeah, Flair's working over RVD pretty good here. So this was set up, I guess, because the previous month at Unforgiven, I don't know what the match was, but I guess Flair had cost RVD the match, nailing him in the guts with a sledgehammer. So that led to this match, which on paper, on pay-per-view, I think this is a pretty cool match that happened. I'm glad they got this one done. Flair worked with a lot of guys. He worked with Jericho at SummerSlam, didn't he? He might have. Did he have a match with Eddie Guerrero, Ric Flair? He had a great match with Triple H in a cage, right? He had a great match with Randy Orton in a cage. And Flair was still doing good things at this time. It was quite amazing, to be honest. Of course, they were just disgusting, bloody affairs, but they put the Intercontinental title on him, which to me was insane because I was just, my mind couldn't stop thinking about, wow, if 1992, if Ric Flair would have been Intercontinental champion, that would have been nuts to me. But all those years later, he wins the IC title. And successfully defends it a few times, which is pretty incredible. Oh, yeah, Triple H versus RVD for the world title was Unforgiven, all right, and Flair cost him the match. Gotcha. I had my memory wrong, too, when we talked about that match not long ago, a couple weeks ago on the watch-along. I was, for some reason, my brain had Mandela affected the IC and world title unification. I thought it took place in a match against Rob Van Dam and Triple H. And for some reason, I thought this match was a ladder match. I have no idea why. Makes no sense why it would be a ladder match. But that was, for some reason, what was in my head. And then you guys remind me that it was Triple H and Kane that unified the titles at No Mercy, and that's what gave me the idea to do this show tonight. Back elbow to the face of RVD, right in the mush. Flair's going for his token ride off the top. WWE fan, 22, appreciate the $2. Did you ever go to any WCW or ECW shows? Never made it to a WCW show, and only made it to one WCW show. And they were around my area in North Carolina quite a few times, but I was going to so many WWE shows. There was just, I couldn't afford to go anymore, or take any time off, more time off of work because we were dedicated to going to any WWE show that was in 2 or 3 states of where I lived. So when WCW came around, it was usually my in-between time of going to WCW shows. Bam, big 5-star on Flair. Doesn't look like it's going to be the finish, though. But Fall Brawl was in Winston-Salem a couple of years. I never went. Oh, and he did get the win. Wow, good win. The way RVD backed off with the frog splash, I thought they were going to prolong the finish there, but he just got the pin on Rick. I'm really glad Rob Van Dam won that match. Not bad. Good stuff. But I went to, they blew through my town, the little shit town that I lived in way back in like 89, I guess, and came in for a house show, and we went. And it was pretty incredible because it was fun. Flair was there. Luger was there. I don't think Sting was. I don't recall who else. I got a few pictures of the event, though, in really terrible quality. But that was my only WCW experience, and it was a great one. It was a great experience. But whenever they were near us, it was WWE always was preferred.
I don't really think I'm the one to be giving you advice. I mean, you can't do anything about it. You know who you should be talking to.
I know who I should be talking to. I just gotta figure out what I'm gonna.
What does Big Show want with Stephanie?
What is this?
The devil.
You know what? Right now, you really don't want to know.
No, I do want to know. You see, because you're raw property, which means
Your Raw property.
you're my property. And I demand to know what the hell is going on here.
Contract tampering.
Gonna back out. I mean, I'll let you two talk. Raw.
It's a Raw thing. So this must send Big Show to SmackDown because he's about to challenge Brock for the title.
About the fact that I haven't been on a pay-per-view since July. I haven't headlined a pay-per-view in I don't know how long. I'm a giant. I'm 7'2". I'm 500 pounds. I'm a former WCW champion. I'm a former WWE.
Yeah, he's like, I held your belt.
What am I doing? I'm standing around with my thumb up my ass
Yeah, because of you, Bischoff.
show. You don't take that tone with me. And you don't ever talk to Stephanie McMahon. Period. You understand that? Just who the hell do you think you are? Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever they're doing here must send him to SmackDown. Holy shit.
I am a very angry giant. I should be in the main event. This is just you and your scene.
How does he get to SmackDown? Does Bischoff just trade him out of fear? Jesus, yeah, you better do what Big Show says, Bischoff. All those hotel pans, speed racks. Oh my God. It's like being at work. Get that shit away from me. Moving graphics, they're the best. Winner take all. So when you unify a title, like, for instance, Triple H winning this match later, does that count as an Intercontinental title run? Like, does it add to his list? Oh, the legacy. We're going to get a little tearful video package of the IC title that they are discontinuing for no reason whatsoever. I'm glad it didn't last. It was only a few months, right? Austin, after WrestleMania, would become the commissioner or whatever the fuck, or the sheriff or whatever. And he'd bring it back, right? So I think it was gone for less than a year. But that was another good example of why I was starting to get checked out of WWE. It was bad enough it wasn't WWE anymore. It's bad enough Rock wasn't there. Austin wasn't there. The glory days of the Attitude Era were long gone. Now you're going to get rid of the Intercontinental title? Look at all these men that held it. It's like it was just becoming, WWE was becoming unrecognizable to me at this time. And I was not a fan of some of the stuff. Look at that, Royal Rumble 96. Oh, they're showing the pile driver? When you're doing a video package about the history of the IC title, you're going to include footage of when somebody literally didn't want the belt and gave it to somebody else and then tossed it off a river? Is it a roast? Are you roasting the IC title? Oh, good. Here's a good housekeeping match. Another one of our great moments. Forget Savage and Steamboat. It's all about Chyna and Jarrett. Ooh, I was at that match in Richmond. There's Sean. Honky. Rikishi and D'Lo and Val. And the one Billy Assman and Regal. And Joe. There's Savage. There's Steamboat. There's Test. There's Owen. Brocky and Hunter. Angle and Jericho. Jericho and Benoit. Lance Storm. Edge. Christian. Hardy. Eddie. RVD. Rivid. Kane and Pat Patterson. And our first ever champion never really won the belt. What a history. Ben Esponiza, May Judgment Day 2003. I was at that show. Is that when they brought back the IC title? I got to look up that card. We need to do that pay-per-view because I was there and I barely remember it. I know it was Kevin Nash and Triple H, and I know it was Big Show and Brock Lesnar. But I don't remember much else. Boyfriend versus girlfriend match. I'm glad those aren't legal. Tajiri's a ref. I love it. So wait, did I witness a new Intercontinental Champion crowned at Judgment Day 2003 and I don't remember it? That's fucking awesome. Let's look up Judgment Day 2003 while we're doing some entrances. Something Jamie Noble and Nydia related. All right, what's this card say here? I remember Eddie and Tajiri against Team Angle. I remember that. Christian Battle Royal for the vacant Intercontinental Championship. Christian won by beating last eliminating Booker T. Holy shit. So there's a Battle Royal for the vacant IC title, and I don't even remember that match happening? So that's another Intercontinental title change that I guess I was in attendance for. I've seen some big ones. That's another one. Well, damn. Mrs. Tajiri and Noble. John Cena and the FBI defeated Chris Benoit, Rhino, and Spanky. Oh, Lord. Torrie Wilson defeated Sable in the Bikini Challenge. I remember that. Zach Gowen defeated Roddy Piper. Oh, Mr. America. Wow. I've seen Hulk Hogan wrestle Roddy Piper in person, and I don't remember that. Holy shit. I got to brush up on my memory, man. That's awesome. What a show that is. We got to watch that. Man, if you just put a pair of armbands on, or wristbands on Jamie Noble, like maybe orange, and put a baseball cap on him, he could be like Hillbilly Cena. Word Life, only word is spelled W-E-R-D. Word Life. Nice electric chair. Big electric chair. What's up, John J. E. Dennett? Welcome. It's all cool to be late. We'll let it slide. Timer above my head. Just pull up your shit and match it up. You've only missed 50 minutes so far. Less than an hour. Although crazy stuff happened. The rope snapped in the opening match, which was crazy. And we had a pretty good match between Dawn Marie and Torrie Wilson. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to wait until May next year to watch Judgment Day. We got to watch that one. I can't believe I was there and I have so little recollection of it. I just remember the Nash and Triple H match and stuff, but the fact that Hogan and Piper was on that card, how is that not something I always brag about in these streams when I talk about the shows I went to? I've mentioned the Raw after the screw job like 10,000 times. I don't remember that I watched Hogan and Piper in one of the stranger times in their legacy. But yeah, I've seen very few Hogan matches. I think I've only seen 3 in person. Hell, maybe less than that. Maybe 2. Because I didn't go to any WCW shows. I only saw him once in the WWF. Of course, at Mania 3. But in WWE, it would have had to have been in 2003 when he was in. Or 2 or something. Oh. Yeah, maybe Hillbilly Cena could be like a rapping country singer cross. If you can somehow rap a sappy country song, but like white boy rap it, you know? And maybe his hat is like half baseball, half cowboy hat. Yeah, we might do Judgment Day 03 in 2 weeks, but we got to do some Halloween Havocs too. Judgment Day 03 is just going to have to be on the list, and as soon as there's kind of an off week or something not too crazy, we'll bust it out. WWE Fan 22, thanks for 5 more from you. Was that Triple H Nash match you saw Hell in the Cell? No, I don't think so. I just remember the finish of, I remember like Triple H getting power bombed on the announce table or something, and that was back when the announce table was pushed back from the ring, and that was kind of near where my seat was, so I had a really good view of that. And I was on the first level there. I had pretty good seats. I remember having fond memories of seeing stuff, but I guess some of the matches I've just forgotten over time. But yeah, we got to watch that. Oof. Yeah, he could spit tobacco too, but Cena the character, he never had a gimmick like that. Like, he had all the shit that he wore, but you know how Austin had the beer and stuff, and there's nothing that Cena regularly had or held or ate or drank that you could replace with something rednecky like a biscuit or, you know, or chewing tobacco or something. So I don't know what you do. Maybe instead of Nikki Bella, it's just his sister. Who knows? Oh. Not a fan of Brian Hebner's haircut. It actually is kind of modern for today's standards. I think we did watch Halloween Havoc 97, Victor. I'm pretty sure we did that last year. I love the tarantula. First time I saw that, it blew my mind. I'm like, what the hell? But then WWE had to just do it in every single damn match. Okay, phew. I felt like my audio was briefly off there. Oh, she's making out with Hebner. Boy, these referees are getting lucky tonight. First, Mikey Sparks. Now Earl Jr. Getting them some of Nydia and Dawn Marie and Torrie Wilson. Nice Tiger Bomb, too. No, Colin, I do not watch Bull Nucano's YouTube channel, but I fucking will. I didn't know she had one. What does she do? I love Bull Nucano. She's awesome. Hopefully it's nothing crazy, but no, I didn't even know she had one. And I can't recall the last time I saw her do something, but I remember how good she looked. Wow, Nydia, you little Jezebel. Phew. He retains the Cruiserweight. Some of the more generic sounding themes in WWE had just that sound to it. Good night at the office for the refs. This is sexual assault. She likes it. What do you think you're doing? That's my Nydia. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Little advice to those men who might be single out there. Don't ever grab a woman by her face and her hair and violently pull her towards you to kiss her. It's not a good idea. I love that Tajiri just kicked them both. She did like it. And if you are stupid enough to do that, and she does like it, then consider yourself very, very fortunate. Oh, Benoit and Eddie in the hallway. Look at this. Is Eddie all busted up? What's going on? Look at his eye. What are you talking about, Holmes? Eddie, how dumb you're the one that lies, cheats, and steals. Yeah. It must really be Chavo. Somebody's getting her ass whooped behind that door. It's 21-3 now. It's too bad, Brady. Oh, and you're about to get sacked. Incomplete. Do you want to save your nephew, dude? I love that there's wires going in the door. That's not Chavito's voice. It's a little girl's voice. Oh, there's Chavito. Oh, it was him. Oh, no. Oh, wow. He was getting his ass kicked by Angle. Angle, Eddie, and Benoit all in one area. Oh, and Finley and Terry Taylor saved the day. Vengeance 02 or 2003? Yeah, Vengeance 02. I don't recall either one of those. Did they run those in Decembers for a couple years after 9/11, right? Lawler, you look weird with dark or like brown hair. He just looks different. It is Kane. Kane was so jacked back in these days. Kane is back. Kane is strong. And now, what is with just the forced... The forced kisses on women. Just everybody did it. Babyfaces did it. Ridiculous. It's almost worse than wearing too short, skin-tight pants with no socks and dress shoes. And the fact that Terry and Nydia and whoever else was totally okay with this. Oh, yeah, this is what we watched. Like, what made them choose that name? Why Katie Vick? Was it Michael Vick's sister? Was she a dog? We went to a party. I thought Kane, like, grew up in hiding. He's, like, living a social life, going to parties, and... What is the storyline explanation for that? Did Kane at some point in the past, maybe 98 or 99, I don't remember when, reveal that his scars were just mental scars and he lived maybe a different life in a different part of the country where he lived normally. I always thought Paul Bearer kept him hidden away and secluded, and then he rose from the ashes type of thing. Now, this fool's going to high school parties or college parties. He's going to homecoming, going to prom, getting laid in the limo. Okay. Oh, we weren't supposed to remember. Okay. That sounds like WWE. These morons don't remember. Oh, yes, we do. We rewatch this shit over and over. Goodbye, little tiny inferior Intercontinental title to the beauty that is that one. Everyone has a college phase, I guess. Yep. When I lived in Greenville, North Carolina, the campus of ECU, which is where Vince McMahon went to college, for some reason, and I'm sure on every college campus across the world, Halloween is probably a pretty big deal. There's probably parties and people dressed up and gobs of people everywhere, right? But something's different in Greenville. It's like Mardi Gras, at least back in the day in the 90s when I lived there. I don't know what it's like now. But when Halloween would come around, the town would shut down, all the streets would shut down, and the streets would just fill shoulder to shoulder in the downtown area, and then all of the surrounding college fraternities and campuses and apartments and houses across several square miles of the town. And it was fucking insane. And I went and partied at that for 5 straight years. And it was nuts, like nuts. The Halloween party there. So I'm curious, like, what it's like now. But even I had a Kane college phase. I dressed as Chris Jericho for Halloween one year. I dressed as Raven one year. One year I didn't dress as anything. And every year you'd like start at somebody's just house randomly in an apartment, some friend nearby gathering, and everybody just start getting all the alcohol in them that they can, because you're not going to be spending a lot of time in bars. There's too many people to get into a bar and get any drinks. I mean, there's plenty. The bars are full, but you can't even do it. So you're basically just going to be out in open areas and hanging out. There might be keg parties, around, various ones that you can hop around to. But mostly you just hang out somewhere, get a bunch of alcohol in you, and just go out and hit the streets and see what happens. And it was a blast. The idea of my old ass doing that now cracks me up, but it was a blast, man. A lot of memories. One year it was, well, shall we say, really good for me. And it's funny being with someone who's like wearing Halloween makeup in that capacity. It was trippy. This is such a disgrace. The Intercontinental Championship gone. So sad. I don't know why my brain thought this was a ladder match. No idea. Oh no, Juliet, but just because the dogfighting stuff went down in 2007 doesn't mean... I'm not saying I was joking about Katie Vick being Michael Vick's sister, but Michael Vick, believe it or not, did exist before the dogfighting stuff. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the league, putting up crazy numbers, I'm sure, at this point in his career. I don't recall what year he started, but Michael Vick was very well known prior to the dogfighting stuff, so that wouldn't have anything to do with it. But I said it pretty much as a joke. Because if she was a dog, that means 5 years later, Michael Vick would have to put her down. Got an injury? Nope. All right, we're good. I'm glad that Dolphins guy got fired. Jesus, man. When that as Kane and Triple H are warming up here, when that injury took place, I was at work and we had the bar TV on, but it wasn't. It's a big TV and everything in there, but we don't have the volume really up, and it's just the game's just on for people who want to eyeball the game. But I happened to be near the front of the restaurant when I saw the replay of him getting taken down hard, and I see his fingers doing that, and I'm thinking, I had no idea that he took the hit the previous week. And I was thinking when he fell, he just fucked his hands up. And then somebody was like, no, that's like the reaction. He's like, I got a crazy concussion, and they let him play and he just got slammed down. I'm like, oh. I was like, I completely misunderstood that injury. And I'm glad after everything that's been revealed now, I'm glad that dude was let go. In today's day and age, when everybody's so, CTE and concussion conscious, to be irresponsible, that's some shit you'd see in the 70s, man. Not in modern times, so that was nuts. Yeah, just not good. But yeah, the whole time, the two injuries sick. The whole time I thought it was his fingers until I think I said something on Twitter first. I'm like, yo, is that dude's fingers okay? Because that's all I saw. It was like out of context. It was through a window on the bar TV with no sound, and I just see his fingers doing that. I'm like, what the hell happened to his hands? And I think somebody replied like, no, that was from the hit to the head. That's his body seizing up. And I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. So all the best to him. This town was devastated. San Diego, when Junior Seau committed suicide, and all of the local newswomen here in San Diego are regulars at my restaurant during the day. They come in, they have lunch together all the time. We know them by name. We know what they like. They kind of have their own little set special hideaway menu that we do stuff just for them. And they were due to be there the day that he died, and it was like they all knew him real well and stuff, and they all came in and basically just had a lot to drink in his honor. They were all very sad and crying, and it was nuts because they all knew him personally. It was really sad. Kane should have won this match. Like, Kane eventually would get the world title, as we would know, but how cool would it have been to see him be a world champion during this era or during even the next year, like prior to his unmasking? I think the belt would look great around him. I hate that I hate Kane now, but back in these days, I mean, he was one of my favorites. I just had the utmost respect for him. I kind of remember backing him up even more when the NWO came in, because even though I love Kevin Nash, probably one of my favorite wrestling humans there is. He's great. But from a wrestling standpoint, I respected Kane's ability more than Kevin's. And since Kane finally found his own way in the Kane gimmick and became a big star, after kind of not being in the same level as a Sid or a Nash or a Taker, and finally becoming, one of the better talents they had, I think in a way he could make an argument that he's in the ring better than all of them. And definitely Sid and Kevin Nash, that's a given. But, he rivals Taker too. And so when Nash came back, I remember thinking politically, I'm like, I don't want Nash to come back in and take opportunities from Kane. I think Kane's better than Nash. And I thought we should have gotten a Kane and Kevin Nash feud. That would have been fun. New Diesel against real Diesel. You think Nash wouldn't have brought that up? But could they? That's probably one of the reasons why they couldn't do the angle, is because they've told the story that Kane is the long-lost brother of Undertaker. They're like, well, you came back. You did rise from the dead in 1995 to become a dentist for a little while before returning to the bowels to hide from the world, but also find time to go to homecoming and kill your girlfriend. So, yeah, Kane's life is a mystery. Well, Kane and Triple H is starting off slow. I'm going to go grab another green one. Football night in America. One thing I do like about NFL is like I like that the major networks that run football, like the CBS and the Fox and the NBC, they've kind of maintained, at least for as long as I can remember, the same theme song. Like those theme songs for NBC, CBS, and Fox for the NFL, I think have been in place for 15 plus years. I kind of like the longevity of that, and they don't change it up too much. I had a Super Bowl party at my one-bedroom apartment. Had to have been 25 of us in there watching, because I had a big 60-inch like projection TV. I think it was a Samsung, and back then it was a pretty bomb-ass TV. So everybody came over, and it was the Giants and Patriots, the year that Patriots went undefeated, and Giants beat them, and we all watched that screaming our asses off. Nobody complained because everybody in every apartment was screaming their asses off, but we came close to collapsing the floor. There's a lot of us in there. Oof. Triple H and Earl. He lets Kane get away with everything. Earl Hebner in the Hall of Fame. I'd like to see him go in, but I don't know if WWE will. Whatever got him fired from there, whatever that merchandise shit that they were doing was enough to never bring them back in. Earl has never done anything with WWE since getting let go. What year was that, like 2005? No, I don't really follow closely college football. I mean, I'll eyeball the rankings and get an idea, who's going to be making the college playoff and stuff, but very little these days. My college team is Michigan State. I like them in football and basketball. I think they're both way better than the amount of championships they've had. I think they should have had more in both sports. Especially basketball. Oof. Big boot to Triple H. What is Lawler talking about? Something about sex and semen. You guys said that tomorrow night, I think, is the night that... Yeah, Lawler's talking about semen, and JR's rightfully giving him shit for it during a unification match of the World Heavyweight title and IC title. I mean, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. I mean, fucking Flair. The fact that we're actually having a match that essentially unifies the WCW title and the WWE Intercontinental title. And that would put one major title only on Raw, which Triple H dominated. So, like, what the hell is the other talent supposed to do? Is this a no DQ? What's going on? Oh, the referee's down. Okay. I'm like, what the F, man? Oh, Christ. And he nails Kane in the face. Oh, Kane kicked out. I love that every time somebody gets hit, JR's like, it's right. He hit him right between the eyes. The belt is twice the size of his whole head. No matter where he gets hit, he's going to get hit a little bit between the eyes. I love that Hurricane has come down here to Kane's rescue and eats a pedigree on the floor. Ugh. Evolution versus Bloodline. Holy crap. Prime Evolution, not 2014 Evolution. That's a tough call, man. I'm going to go Evolution. Too much main event star power. Triple H, Batista, Randy Orton, and Flair compared to the Bloodline, which is basically just Roman dominant. And Usos are a great tag team, but ugh. I love that Flair's just still out there in his gear. Kansas City score again? Nope. Thank God that's not true. Jim Ross just called Kane the last Intercontinental Champion in this company's history. Thankfully, that would not be the case. Touchdown, Kansas City. I love those emojis. I'll do some updating. It keeps juking me out, though, on the memberships page. It'll keep telling me, like, 5 more members, and then it'll say, like, unlock 12 emojis, and then I'll get the 5 more members, but it'll only unlock 1 more. So, but it says it'll unlock 12 more. Now it says it'll unlock, like, 13 more if I get 10 more members, and then once I do, it'll just allow me to do, it's just like letting me do one at a time. I don't get it, but anyway, at least we got a few up there. But it lies to me. Oh, there goes Earl. Stiff as a board, too. Triple H going for the ride. Ouch. Kane is just like, fuck your punches, Ric Flair. Look at Hugo. Holy shit, my announce table is destroyed again. I wonder if Carlos is on headset being like, yo, what match is it happening tonight? Like, how long do I get to actually have a desk? And on the nights that they're like, not until the main event, he's probably like, sweet. But then some nights they're like, oh yeah, first match. Yeah, now the sledgehammer's there. Flair's in the ring. Earl's down. I don't know how Triple H is going to, unless we get an Orton and Batista. Are they involved yet? I don't think they're in the picture yet. Yeah, we're a ways off from that. Low blow to Kane. Crap. Up. Tried to go for the tombstone. Looks like he got a sledgehammer in the gut. And now Triple H is probably going to recover here to put down Kane with this sledgehammer, pedigree him, and win the title. Is that how this is going to go? Don't do a split screen right during the finish. Missed the sledgehammer shot. Choke slam coming up. Oh, he took a choke slam and up. Kane's going to try to mount a small comeback here. Yeah, Orton is still hurt, and Batista is still a deacon. There's a referee, for fuck's sake. Flair, you asshole. And he knocks the referee out. How is this not just a DQ? That referee had no business being out here. He's only a referee. Oh, for fuck's sake. This is like one of the most annoying matches, Ric Flair. Oof. Ric Flair's funny bumps. Fuck. Pedigree. I was hoping that maybe we'd get lucky and The universe would change and Kane would win. I don't believe this, son of a bitch. I love when JR's mad. Unnecessary unification. Completely pointless. No reason to ever get rid of the IC title, especially at this time. I feel like it could have been used better, but it was around the waist of fucking Kane, man. I think that was another problem I was having with WWE is I just felt like they were swimming away from their history. The title belt designs were changing. The competition's championship main evented WrestleMania 20. And I know by that point it was the World Heavyweight title, but I will always look at the big gold title as the NWA and WCW belt. And to see that as the centerpiece of your 20th WrestleMania in Madison Square Garden was so crazy to me. I wasn't necessarily against it because I love the belt, the physical belt itself, but I was just like, man. Lucky son of a bitch, Stephanie. So is she storyline married to Triple H still or not? I guess not. Yeah, because that was 2002. So no. Okay, what's her name? Tracy?
I know I kicked you out of the arena last week. Okay, woman to woman. I understand.
Woman to woman. And this cameraman sitting here.
I was just watching my ex-husband.
Oh, ex. That's right. She
And I
did not
realized
like Triple H.
kept, all of these secrets about the Undertaker quiet for so long because isn't it because you really love him? Love him? No, I don't love him. Right? I can't even stand the ground that bastard walks on.
What is she claiming Undertaker did to her?
Still, you have to care an awful lot about someone to feel that strongly. You know something?
I have no idea what's going on here. I don't remember her being a factor in this Hell in a Cell at all.
On with my life. And then out of nowhere, I get this call from Paul Heyman.
Heyman's just trying to mess with Undertaker, get a mental, psychological advantage on him. Is that the whole point of this?
What you're really trying to tell me is, and this is okay.
28 to 10.
As I'm concerned, is that you did have a relationship with the Undertaker, but it was in the past. And all of this stuff about sleeping with the Undertaker 10 days ago and recently having an affair, I mean, that was all a lie. Paul Heyman put you up to telling all that as a lie, right?
Oh, yeah, because Sarah had been on TV by this point. So they're trying to say that Taker had an affair on Sarah with her or something. Like, who cares? Why would any of this be necessary in an Undertaker and Brock Lesnar program?
I mean, I do. I want Mark.
Those two names sell the whole thing.
About some pregnant wife, Sarah. I'll say whatever has to be said. Okay? I'm gonna get Mark back.
This is what you do with an angle that nobody gives a shit about or needs some spicing up or whatever. Up there he is. You're a lying bitch. Whoa. Oh. Ha. So smart.
Undertaker, Tracy, and I told your last lie around here. Get the hell out.
Okay. Bye, Tracy. Good. Maybe that's the end of her. Good. Okay, phew. So that was not a long-term thing. Okay, because when I saw her, I'm like, who the hell? It's another world. They go, it's a soap opera. Yeah, what do you think you're watching? A soap opera with a ring and men in tights. Edge and Ray. Wow, they're both still active currently right now on Monday Night Raw. Might both be on the show tomorrow. Angle, not active, but still visible. Benoit, we all know where he is. Damn, Steph. Okay, so we're going to get these brand new tag team titles they introduced. Okay. Oh, that's right. Angle and Benoit kind of have to be... They win the titles, right? Don't they win the titles? Are they champions when they face each other at Royal Rumble? That's the match that I love, that I always talk about. Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate that version of the SmackDown tag titles because they had vibes of the 80s titles. They kind of had the similar design. I mean, they still were on TV because Christian and Jericho were wearing those titles earlier. Though that's my favorite belt design, is the one that they had, like the Hart Foundation belts in 1990. Those are my favorite belts. I wish they were still around, but that's kind of the version that Jericho and Christian have. And then the SmackDown, there's kind of like a derivative of that, so they're not so bad. Chavo. Chavo's underrated. I really like Chavo. He wasn't as good as Eddie, but he was solid. Chavo, another guy on the long list of wrestlers that I have had conversations with at a Waffle House. Super nice. I talked to him a little bit. Right when he started, I remember reading on the internet, or in the interwebs, that he was brought on to be a coach or something at Tough Enough. So whatever year that would have been. And I was talking to him about that, and I asked him if he liked it and stuff. He said, yeah, it's great, going great so far. And he was super, super, super nice. Regina, I was not really much of a fan of what they were doing here with Triple H and Kane, because it was WWE, like I said, not acknowledging their own history, that they've really changed, and the Kane saga and story is ever changing and ridiculous, especially once they made Paul Bearer his dad. I was completely turned off with the whole thing. I'm like, well, this is stupid. So not only was this angle in such poor taste with explaining a situation, how Kane killed his girlfriend in a situation that has probably happened thousands of times in real life, in reality. It's just like making some fun of somebody's cancer or miscarriage or something like that. And it was, not only was it in poor taste, but it also discredited all of the history that you've built for Kane. All of a sudden now he's going to high school or college parties and driving drunk and getting in accidents when we all thought he was hidden in a bunker or underneath a fucking house for his whole life, secluded from the world, and then rose up to face the Undertaker. So it was stupid. It was just stupid. Nothing about it was positive. And on top of that, to rub salt in the wound, they then decide to unify the World and Intercontinental title and basically get rid of the Intercontinental title right in the middle of one of the worst angles they've ever done. Was coupled with one of the worst decisions they've ever made. So WWE was not always firing on all cylinders. At this point, the fan excitement was still there. It was still simmering from the Attitude Era. And the talent obviously was there, even though they lost big pieces like Rock and Austin. But they were starting to lose me as a fan, I ain't going to lie. As much as I love Rey Mysterio, one of my favorite wrestlers, look how good, what great shape he's in. I have never liked any of his theme music. I didn't like this. I don't like the one he has now. I didn't really love the one he had in WCW either because it was weird. It didn't really fit him. But I feel like Eddie had a good one. Like, I know you can do a lot of, like, great Latin-themed sounding songs that you could even make, you know, like, have a hip-hop and rap vibe to it if you wanted. I thought Alberto Del Rio's was very good. I liked Eddie's Latino Heat. But for some reason, Ray's just never hit with me. I'm glad we're getting Rob Zombie here with Edge. So for some reason, they dubbed Ric Flair's theme earlier and replaced it with his 1992 theme. But yet, Rob Zombie is fine. Well, I honestly don't know who wins this. I'm guessing it's Benoit and Angle, but I don't fucking know, man. Yeah, I'm glad, Destiny, that whole thing with that woman and the Undertaker was just brief, because I had no recollection of that at all when I saw her. And I'm like, man, I don't recall her being a part of that. But I'm kind of insulted as a fan that WWE thinks, even at that time when Brock was only 8 months in, he was a player, man. We all knew that, the way he disposed of Hogan and beat The Rock at SummerSlam and some of the things he was doing. He made a believer out of everyone. So there was nothing to sell. There was nothing that was needed to add interest. Undertaker and Brock that was a big hoss fight. And now they're in a cell. We know how good that's going to be. You don't need some X coming in and trying to cause problems. It's unnecessary. Paul Heyman can do enough selling just talking up both guys. Look how young Edge looks. It is a shame. I mean, think about a universe where nothing was ever wrong with Benoit's brain. The style that he wrestled never took a toll on him. And he had complete and total sane mental faculties, and he never did what he did. Don't think it would have been all glorious in his life, because I know him and Nancy did have problems aside from everything. But imagine that wasn't the case, and he's still with us today. Who knows what kind of appearances he'd be making and things he'd be doing on Raw, and maybe retirement matches he might have or something like that. Oh, nice. And these guys had that great opener at SummerSlam that year. One of my favorite SummerSlam matches ever. It was so good. I have met so many famous people around this town, and I have never ran into Rey Mysterio. Never seen him. I'd recognize him. I know what he looks like. Never seen the Mysterios or Dominic or anybody around town. I don't know why. Elizabeth, I think, has seen him, but I have not. One of these days, I'm going to run into him at a Jersey Mike's or something. Maybe not. He doesn't seem like a Jersey Mike's type of guy. Yeah, I mean, Benoit would have probably been pretty highly regarded in his later years, and probably gone down as a legend. Definitely would have had a Hall of Fame induction. And hell, who knows how long it would have just been depended on his health. I mean, when you think about it, Kurt Angle just had his last match, 4 years ago? So Benoit could have, in theory, been active all the way up until just recently, Maybe even going to AEW. Oh, no, Yankees fan 512. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope your cat doing great. I just had to put my cat down. She was only 7. Gonna miss BB-8. I lost you. She was having liver failure. Oh, man. Yeah, I know Bub's liver is in a little bit of jeopardy, too, because of the fungal infection that he has. That's a really, really long-term, like 8-month-long treatment. And I have to give him injections in his mouth just with a syringe, not like a needle, of liquid medicine every 12 hours, indefinitely. And I've been doing it for the past 6 months or 7 months, and he's got to do it every day. And this medicine takes a toll on his liver. Apparently it does, and long-term can cause liver damage. So it's just another side effect. But that's a shame. 7's really young. But, yeah, liver, you need liver. Liver is crucial. Yeah, that's a shame. Life isn't fair. Whenever I'm petting my guy, and I just, he's 13 now, and I'm just like, this just isn't fair. I don't understand, like, why they can't just stay with us forever. Like, what if they just died on the day that you die? That would be awesome. Down goes Angle off the apron. How would you guys judge our Little Rock, Arkansas crowd tonight? I guess WWE ran there quite a bit. I just don't recall many pay-per-views being there. I was surprised by the location of our Arkansas. Yeah, that's great. Well, if she was in pain, you did the right thing. And, and that's what, a lot of pet owners have to remember. You can't be too selfish if you think even for a minute that, they are suffering or their quality of life is just shit, then you got to do it. So that's why I watch Bub every day. The minute he still eats, but he's just lost a ton of weight. He's skin and bones. I pick him up and he's just all ribs, but he's still active. He still does things. He walks around the house and he talks and he eats and, he's definitely old, but he's, I'll know when he's really suffering because he's probably not going to move and not going to do a whole lot. So, the minute I get the feeling that, okay, it's not going to get any better for him, then I'll make the decision you had to make. So it's a part of life I wish didn't exist. I like the WWF artwork in the crowd. That's cool since it's no longer WWF. It's WWF. Look at this giant I just hate seeing that word entertainment right across. It's just a dumb word to highlight. Entertainment. Well, no fucking shit. What do you think wrestling is? Everything's entertainment. Like that would be like baseball or something, just having a giant banner sports, across the thing, or also entertainment. It's like, yeah, we get it. Entertainment. Like it should say wrestling across the ring apron, not entertainment. I hate WWE, but I also love WWE. Victor, appreciate the $2. Let's watch the MSG 03 Raw as a members watch along. What happened on that? We'll probably do a poll to determine that, but because we just watched a 2002 Raw. But yeah, that's I'm not sure what happens on that. Raw 2003 Madison. That's not the Kane unmasking, is it? Edge with the Bret Hart chest buckle bump, but way less dramatic. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what kind of suggestions we get for that, but we'll definitely put that one on the list. I got to nail down a date for that. I'll look at the calendar. I'll be doing a lot of YouTube stuff this week, getting the schedule ready for the weekend and Extreme Rules and all that. So I'll look at everything and get a link posted right away once I nail something down. Friday afternoon thing seems to work. And I can pretty much do that any week. No, Chris did the snot thing. I hate that. Jeez. Right on Benoit's beefy back. Oh. Is Benoit wearing some sort of knee brace? Did you see that big lump in the back of his trunk? Something was sticking out. Maybe he's wearing some padding under there. Green Bay won in overtime. Ray is rolling. Oh. I mean, obviously Benoit's tarnished legacy affects this, but man, you know, in terms of just four of the best ever, holy shit, what a match. Nope, Angle with the save. Damn, Edge. Oh, wow. Right into the crossface. Oh, and there's nobody there. Unless Edge gets in there. Oh, here comes Edge. Makes the save. $619 to Benoit. Eat it, Chris. Oh, and he caught him. Shit. Oh, here comes Edge off the top. Drop kick, maybe. Missile drop kick. Yep. He's got a good pin on Benoit there. Benoit kicks out. Those SmackDown days were good, man. That's one good thing about this time period, even though WWE was starting to lose me a bit. 02, 03, those years on SmackDown, holy crap. Like the generation that came after me, that's a really significant time period for y'all, you know. And had good wrestling on that stuff, man. All the shows that I watched from that time were great. Paul Heyman's, you know, SmackDown 6 and all that stuff. And based on everything going on Raw with Triple H, you know, SmackDown was definitely the more appealing show. The better, these wrestlers were so good. The talent was stupid. Yeah, SmackDown was a better brand. I agree. It is kind of a shame that, talent doesn't, the brand split really never from day one was never really much of one. But there was a brief time there, like around this time, where this SmackDown crew definitely wanted to be better than Raw. But it became so watered down after a point where people were switching brands every day that you don't have time to develop any loyalty or, team camaraderie with your crew, because you can just switch brands at any point at the drop of a hat, depending on what crazy shit creative team's smoking that day. Benoit doing the Ricky Martel WrestleMania 5. Holding his face. Same mannerisms. Byron, you were here. You were hearing just you, nobody else? Damian Priest versus AJ Styles in a Hell in a Cell match might get added to Extreme Rules. That's a bit much, man. I doubt it. That does not sound plausible to me. But maybe if there's credible people talking about it, but off the top of my head, without researching it, that sounds like an incorrect statement. But I could be way wrong. Hell in a Cell is a bit much for Extreme Rules, but for those guys, it feels unnecessary. If it's Extreme Rules, you can do a number of different stip matches between the two if you'd like. Hell in a Cell seems excessive and unnecessary for them, so I'm going to say that's incorrect, but hey, I could easily be proven wrong. But Byron, I'm going to call BS on that one. Oh, no kidding, Brugina. Edge and Mysterio, the first Mexican-Canadian team since Rick Martel and Chico Santana. Strikeforce doesn't get enough credit. I was a big fan of the Can-Ams, but I was even happier when Tom Zink left and went to WCW, because it didn't take long for them just to pair Martel up with Tito instead, and Santana was an infinitely better wrestler than Tom Zink. And I thought that the two of them together were a pretty formidable team. Tito's a former two-time Intercontinental champion and tag team champion already. Rick Martel's a former AWA champion and WWE tag team champion. So they had a history and a track record and were credible, and I thought it was an upgrade to the team. And they changed their name to Strikeforce. They basically looked exactly like the Can-Ams, wore the same gear. Tito looked a lot like Zink. But he was a much better wrestler. And I loved him, even though they beat the Hart Foundation. I watched Strikeforce beat Hart Foundation on a Saturday night, because for some reason that's when that aired, sitting on my parents' bed. I was in there by myself, and they had a little tiny TV up on top of their wardrobe or their dresser. And I sat there and I watched Strikeforce win. I jumped up out of the bed, and they had a top on the bed, like a thing, and I hit my head on the top. It was crazy. So there's going to be dueling here. Benoit already ate his. Oh, it looks like Angle's going to get a superplex. Nope. Oh, no. Never mind. Wow. Hurricane Rana from the top. He was launched up by Edge into Angle. Oh, here comes Benoit off with a headbutt. Look out, Edge. Oh, shit. He hit Angle. I think maybe Edge and Mysterio win this. Something tells me they do. Oh. Crowd's into it. Oh, yeah, Brett and Santana. Brett and Santana fought each other a couple times. Because not only did Strikeforce beat the Hearts for the title, but Brett and Santana were on opposite teams at WrestleMania 3. When Santana teamed up with the Bulldogs to take on the Hearts and Danny Davis. So Brett and Santana worked. Ugh. And I wouldn't be surprised if a pre-87 singles match exists between the two. It's possible. Ugh. But once Brett went face, they would never have a chance to fight each other. Come on, Edge. Now that I think about it, Brett may have successfully defended his WWE title against El Matador. He was fighting babyfaces. He fought Virgil, too. Oh! Took out Benoit with a 619 and an angle slam. Oh, no. Oh, no, Edge. Oh, no, Edge. Nope. Reverses. Counters the angle. Oh, that's finish. Nope, nope, no, it's not. Ugh. Uh-oh. Spear, spear. Nope, Benoit's going to stop it. So many near falls. Oh, here comes Ray. Okay, now's your chance. Get angle. There should be... What the hell? Wow. Oh, my. That should do it. Unless Angle. Oh, no. Ankle lock again. Is Ray going to come make the save here, or is Edge just going to tap? Oh, pulled him in the middle. Nope. Another reversal. Sharpshooter. No, ankle lock of his own. He's got it. Now he's reversed it again. Ankle lock to Edge. And he's wrenching on it. Edge might have to tap. I thought Ray was still okay enough to... Nope, there we go. And Angle and Benoit. I'm glad I watched that without knowing who won. Because I know Edge and Ray were SmackDown Tag Champs too. I just don't, I'm not sure on the timeline. So, like, well, I guess it could go either way on that. Yeah. Hell of a final couple minutes there with all those near falls. That was great. Loved everything about that match. Yeah, Kurt Angle, that kind of rounds everything out for him. He's a tag champ for the first time ever after holding European gold, IC gold, world gold. He's basically held it all at this point. It's okay, Rey Mysterio and Edge. Don't be ashamed. What's up, Jay Lambo? We're watching the Chiefs game, too. They're kicking the shit out of Tampa Bay, which is good. Thanks for popping in. All right, what's next? I have no idea what the next match is. What time? How much time we got left? Less than an hour.
Come on, what are you waiting on?
Cut it off.
This is unethical. I'm not supposed to be giving you anything like this.
Yeah, I understand that, Larry. Let me explain something to you.
What's that? Is that blood?
That shot, I ain't gonna make it through Hell in a Cell, man. So either you give me the shot,
Give him the shot.
I'm gonna take that needle and I'm gonna give it to myself.
Yeah, you better do it.
Come on, man.
And in it goes. Ow. He's not even doing it. Okay, so we got a women's match. Looks like the buffer here between that and the main event. Okay. Oh, Kansas City on the move. On the move. First down and more. 30-yard line. I love Trish. Is this the Lil Kim version, right? She She had the one she came in with. Then she had this one. Did she have another one other than this one? I'm trying to remember. Like when she wrestled Charlotte a couple years ago, what did she come out to? This? Oh, this is Victoria's generic music. Okay, now the two of them, right? Victoria and Trish would work. Well, shit, Victoria's in ridiculous shape. She was always so physically impressive to me. But they would work Survivor Series, right? That like kind of hardcore type match. That was good. That's when I think I became a Trish believer, was that night. All right, Trish and Victoria here. Okay, so it's the same, yeah, it's the same song. I hate needles. Who loves needles? Ray, who is like, you know what? Bring on them needles. Oh, I hate them too. I got kind of good at them. My younger days, I had a lot of dental work done. I got really used to getting Novocaine done, and so I was able to take that. And then when I had a shoulder injury for a couple years, I was getting cortisone shots. And I swear, man, some of those shots, some of those needles went so far in there, it was like in the muscle, and it hurt so bad. But it got to the point, by the time I got to my like third one, I'm like, yeah, just do it. And I was able to take it like a boss. But I hate anything sharp going in me. It's not my favorite. You got something sharp? Stick it up your own ass. Keep it away from me. Trish has got some kicks. I mean, she had great flexibility, and I don't recall Trish ever hurting anybody with those things. She doesn't throw them that recklessly. Smart move by Trish. I like that. And a clothesline. That's the move of a veteran, not a fitness model turned wrestler 2 years ago. I've seen a lot of women in my time in this business. You haven't seen that many, JR. Oh. JR and his puppies. I'm sorry, Jim Ross. I'm sorry, Jerry Lawler and his puppies. Jesus. Trish won Babe of the Year and Diva of the Decade. I wish she would have won Women's Wrestler of the Year. That's what she should be winning. Not Diva of the Year, Babe of the Year. Yeah, Stacy Keeble had some good kicks too. She had the legs like, you know, how Kevin Nash would do that spot in the corner where he put his leg up against the chin of his guy and just pin him in the corner. I liked that Stacy did that move a few times. That's a perfect move for her to do. Trish with a close one there on Victoria. That's the other way to do the torture rack. I'm trying to think who did the backbreaker that way. Who used that as a finish? I can think of it. I can picture it being done in the ring. I'm just trying to facialize the person who used it. Lex did the rack, and then there was another one. Such a terrible move. Oh, why can't I remember? Big sidewalk. Nice. Yeah, I did too. Widow speak. I thought the same thing. All right, this game is not over. It's only a 2-touchdown game. And Tom McMuffin Pants has fucking come back from bigger deficits than this. So that's funny. If JR did the puppies thing, but how he did Skittles. Damn, Tom Brady airing it out to no one. Nice neck breaker by Trish. Couldn't negotiate it. And she got her. Still champion. Trish Stratus. I drive a Dodge Stratus. I don't really, but yeah, so this isn't going to be over. See, look at now Jack Doan's getting him some action. Guess it's a good time to be a referee in WWE. Perks, baby. This Victoria is a vixen. I'm trying to think. This was 2002. What the hell was I doing on the internet in 2002? So I definitely would have been on WWE because, oh, she did kick her hard. She kicked her really hard. Wow. In 2001, I can't find these shows anywhere. They're not archived anywhere. But WWE, when they did Bite This, it was September of 2001, and I got through. I actually asked Kurt Angle a question on the air, but I've never been able to find the show. I don't know where to find the Bite This shows. But at the Kurt Angle one, if you guys ever come across it, September 2001, I'm Greg from North Carolina, and I'm on there. Brady's on the move, man. Oh, they're showing the Rikishi bump from 2 years ago? Just to remind you of what the Undertaker's capable of at Hell in the Cell. So it is now time for Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. And I remember Taker bleeding hard. The world. The world. Why didn't they just call it WWE New York? To change the whole name? This would have been so much easier if you went from WWF New York to WWE New York.
Well, without a doubt, the man makes people famous. This man here, this is his match. The Taker, Undertaker. I got to go with the dead man because this match is his match and he knows all about this match. Brock Lesnar, I only pray for you tonight that what happened to me doesn't happen to you.
Well, I don't think they're going to back a truck up to the Hell in a Cell tonight with all that shit in the back. You can see you can see the footholes in the cell.
The WWE title is on the line. The champion, Brock Lesnar, going somewhere he's never been before against the challenger, The Undertaker, who made Hell in a Cell famous.
Is Rikishi a natural blonde? I don't believe so, no. You don't remember Rikishi from Head Shrinkers and WCW and all the shit he did before then? Oh, man. God, everybody put over Lesnar that year. Hogan, Rock, and Undertaker. Within 5 months, put over Brock Lesnar. That's insane. Who in history has ever beaten those three men in that amount of time before? Definitely nobody. That's equally as impressive as beating Austin and Rock in the same night, if you ask me. Hell in the Cell. Is it Hell in a Cell or Hell in the Cell? Or Hell in the Cell? Sorry, I put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. So Undertaker, Shawn, Cell, the Foley Cell, the six-man Cell. Are we missing a Hell in the Cell match that he had by this point, or is this going to be his fourth? Oh, Tracy. I wonder who Tracy was, or like how they found her, who played her. Yeah, Rikishi's curtains do not match his drapes. I'm almost sure of it. But I'm not interested in it being proven to me. Oh, she slapped him in the neck? Oh, yeah, Boss Man. Shit, I was at that show, WrestleMania 15. Okay, so this would be... Okay, so we're up to 5. This would be his 5th, I think, Hell in the Cell. So, yeah, so he had the one in 97, then one in 98. 99, he would have it with Boss Man. 2000, he would do that one. I guess he didn't have one in 2000. I don't think there was a Hell in the Cell in 2001, right? I don't think. So, yeah, this is probably number 5. For my seats at WrestleMania 15, and I was in the upper level, it looked like he was being hung. And I remember being up there saying, I wonder what it's going to look like, or I wonder what it looks like on TV, because I was going to see it when I got home. So I was curious how that was one of the first things I wanted to see when I watched the show back, is I wanted to get a close-up of how they made that work. And then I could instantly tell that he had a harness on, which is what I figured. But at the same time, it looked pretty damn real from where I was sitting. So I was like, ooh, they're getting dark. And here comes Brock. Here comes the pain. I got to see Brock live a few times in 2002 and 2003. Saw a few title matches. Some big moments with him. I've probably seen him live in 02 and 03. And some of 04. I don't know, 10 times maybe. And I saw him win the WWE title over Kofi at Staples Center. That was great. See, I'm not... You guys know how I feel about title belts. The one that all of you guys love, that belt that Brock is wearing, it's never been one of my favorites. However, I will say it looks great on him. Like, I can see. If I'm the age that I was when I fell in love with the Winged Eagle, if I was that age when Brock was wearing this, I could see liking it too. It's a good-looking belt. So I won't throw shade at it anymore. It's just not on my list of favorites, but that's not to say it's ugly. It's not. I've always said whatever the belt was between the ages of 10 and 20 is going to be your favorite belt on 99% of the wrestling audience. Unless, actually I should take that back, unless you happen to be those ages during the spinner belt. Then you might have a different favorite one. Because that thing was an abomination, atrocity An insult, a desecration, garbage, trash, shit, crap, nonsense, idiocy, foolishness. Illogical. You get it. You get it. No pyro for Brock yet. He wasn't doing the jump on the apron shit yet. Oh, not this song. He was using this, wasn't he? Oh, and it has the words too. You've done it now. This is the stupidest song. I hate this as bad as I hate that Stephanie McMahon one. It's so bad. Like, who listens to this trash music anyway? Is this the shit Undertaker's blaring in his pickup truck? God, I hope not. Nice guys. Ugh. So horrifically bad. And I like how Undertaker, like, confidently came out to the ring to this. Like, if I was coming down the aisle and this shit was playing, I'd be like, I feel like an idiot. You're going to pay? Ooh, scary. Sorry, Yachiro, I've just been shitting all over this theme, and then you're like, love this theme. My bad. It's not a reflection on you. I just personally think the theme is awful. 9-ton. Hell in the Cell. Every time WWE builds anything, they have to tell you how much it weighs. Art Donovan would be very proud. Art Donovan should be the announcer at those pay-per-views. How much does this Elimination Chamber weigh? Oh, well, they'll break it all down for you. They'll show you a blueprint of the plans, the dimensions, what type of raw materials were used. They'll break it all down for you. Show you footage of the engineers welding this shit together. And here we thought he was crazy just for asking how much Bam Bam Bigelow weighed. Oof. Not this way. Heyman's already going nuts. Is this the match? I'm pretty sure. Doesn't Taker at some point get his hands on Heyman? I think Heyman blades in this, right? If I remember right. I know Taker bleeds hard. Like stuck pig hard. If my memory serves, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. For me, personally, I think... Because back at these days, I was kind of at the mercy of my employer, and I didn't have too much, I don't have as much freedom as I do now. And I'm pretty sure I either was at work this night or I was out. Like I had a more important engagement than watching this pay-per-view. But I did order it and set my VCR to record it. And because I remember having a conversation, I just can't remember which friend it was with, about the show who watched it and said, oh, you got to watch it. You got to see how much Undertaker bleeds. And then when I got home, I watched it. So I don't think I watched this live because I have that memory. But I have the recording, the pay-per-view recording, so it was definitely ordered at my house, but I don't think I was home live to see it. That would happen sometimes. Another pay-per-view that was like that was Revenge of the Taker. I had a date. And I couldn't be like, hey, can we do it another night? I have a wrestling pay-per-view to watch. I don't think I would have been called back. Ah, Taker. Yeah, Yeah, Taker's got that bum arm. I mean, even with the pain shot or whatever the doctor gave him, that stuff only goes so far, I guess. But I've never had to get any shot in me like that would like instantly numb any pain. So I guess if it's the equivalent of like Novocaine in your arm, but then you can't feel your arm. So how do you control it if you can't feel it? Like you know, when you fall asleep, your arm falls asleep in your bed. Like when you're sleeping, you can't even move it. Oh, Kansas City scored again, 38-17. Jesus, Paul Heyman. Screw out, there's Brock busted open. Maybe one of Brock's first blade jobs. Has Brock juiced himself yet? Oh, yeah, I guess he did. Yeah. Thank you, Michael Cole. Thank you for the recap and for also not having frosted tips tonight. Oh, Brock busted hard. Oh, my God. Here. I would love, with all the things Triple H might be doing, I would love some set redesigns. And I understand that stuff maybe can't happen right away, but we do have a couple of season premieres coming up. A lot of rumors of title belt redesigns, too. But if they could do something that would give Raw and SmackDown some sort of separate vibes, would be so much better, man. But I'm also kind of curious, too, when it comes to WWE creative and like Triple H and his job. You know, he's the head of WWE creative. Stephanie's the CEO, and, you know, and Nick Khan has another duty and all that. So Triple H is the head of creative. How far does the head of creative's power reach? Does Triple H have the authority to issue a set redesign? You know, is that something that he's got to get approved from higher up to approve that spending, or how does that work? I don't even know. So it might not be as easy as Triple H just deciding one day, hey, I want brand new sets for Raw and SmackDown. There might be a process to get that done. So in that respect, I hope there's never instances where Triple H really wants to do something and like he's cock-blocked. I hope that's not ever the case. Luckily, with Stephanie being at the helm, you know, she understands things, and she's not just some corporate businesswoman. She's Vince McMahon's daughter. She's been around. So any idea like that Triple H might have, she's likely to agree with. So at least we have that going for us. So maybe Triple H, you know, at least the other person in charge is his wife. Should be easy to convince her. Yeah, everything used to go through Vince. Well, luckily with Stephanie, hopefully, you know, she doesn't have too much of that. That, you know, too much Vince in her where she's just concerned with like bottom lines and stuff and wants to make everything as cost effective as possible. I get that you want to do that, but at the same time, don't do that at the expense of your product, because they don't spare any expense in any other realm of production. Their stuff is top notch. So why cut corners on your TV show? You can still make sets that are different, that are still very easy and streamlined to set up and break down, I believe, you know. I've said a million times that I want the sets to be more than just the lights being a different color, because that's lazy as shit. Even AEW changes it up. Ugh. That looked like shit. I don't know what Undertaker was going for there, but that was terrible. You know, AEW largely is the same, you know, the babyface and heel tunnels and stuff like that, but they do have to improvise sometimes and make, you know, alterations to their general setups depending on where they are. And it really does make the Dynamites feel different, look different. They present a different memory in your head, you know, where Raw from week to week, if you're trying to remember a match on Raw, do you know what fucking town it's in? Hell no. Look at Heyman reaching through. Well, what are you going to do, Heyman? Even if you grab Taker, that's the equivalent of, like, a kid at the zoo reaching his hand into a tiger cage. Yeah, see? Oh, you idiot. Oh, he's blading. So that must be where Heyman's gigging himself there. Ugh. Oh, no. Ugh. Ugh. Heyman just... Heyman took a bump there. That was real. That probably hurt worse than the gig. Yeah, a lot of people love the 98 belt, the big gold world. Again, it came right after the Winged Eagle, and nothing tops that belt for me, but it took me a while to get used to that belt too. By the time it got around the race to Triple H, I thought it was a good-looking championship, but it took a while. Triple H wore it well. To me, he made that belt. I guess Triple H and Rock equally kind of made that belt. But I don't associate it much with Austin because he had the smoking skull. And I don't associate it much with Foley either. I guess they were the only ones to hold it. Who held that belt? Austin, Taker, Triple H, Rock, Foley. And then it was defunct by 2001. Jericho, I guess, kind of technically won it. Yeah, so Jericho. He carried around the big gold, so that's 6 champions. Wow. Oh, Kane. Kane held it. 7 champions. Oof. You're going to die now. Damn. Big Show held it. There's another one. So we're up to 8. I'm thinking of these without looking at the chat. Kurt Angle, 9. I'm getting there. Break it off. And then I guess, yeah, and then Austin would wind up carrying it in the Invasion. So I'm going to guess there was 9 total guys that held that big blue belt. Unless I'm forgetting somebody. Vince, there's 10. So I think we're up to 10 if you count Vince. That is such a good spot with that belt. Jesus. Just wearing out that cast. I kind of forgot with this match that cast and the arm was a factor here. Like I forgot about the Tracy chick too. Oh, now we're taking it off now. I'm just going to undo it. A little bit of foreshadowing there because Undertaker would eventually wrestle Randy Orton in that Hell in the Cell, which Bob Orton got involved in. I think that was that whole hepatitis fiasco or whatever was going on. And, of course, Bob Orton had the famous cast. Oh, good kick by Taker. It's all yours. Heyman could motivate anybody. Oof. At some point, Taker gets busted open, and I know he bleeds hard. I swear, I feel like the finish, when he gets like F5'd, when he lands, you see blood like just squirt up in the air. Like, it's so bloody. Yeah, John. Taker won this match. That means we'd have to hear that damn song again. Oh, the cast is off. Oh, we got Tampa Bay on the goal line here. 2nd and goal. Floater. Missed it. Incomplete. 3rd and goal. Tampa Bay's defense really not coming through for them. Yeah, I think most people associate the big gold with Rick. At least in that era of it. But you could also separate it out. You could have 2 versions of that. A WWE version, which I probably associate with Triple H. But overall, that's Ric Flair's belt in my mind. Always will be. Even though Flair sucks. Oh, they scored, Tampa Bay. Wow. Oh, yeah, that's smart. Use the, just the truss support there. The joist. Oh, low blow from the top. I've never seen a top rope low blow before. Big bump by Brock. Jesus. Look at all of those holes all over the Hell in a Cell. Pfft. Heyman. Bloody. Yeah, I'm not sure if that bump by Brock was necessary, but man. That was when the cell was still too low to do any top rope moves. Oh, elbow. Elbow with a bad arm onto Brock Lesnar. I'm surprised Taker's not busted open yet. I remember him bleeding like crazy in this match. Yeah, this means it would be Taker's first singles match in the cell in what, like 3 years, right? 3.5 years, something like that, from 1999. Oh. Oh, the Brahma Bull Rock belt, yeah. I just love that Heyman just laying on the ground, blood all over his face, still screaming, still motivating, no matter what. He's equally as annoying, but also great now with Roman Reigns. Yes, my tribal chief. I mean, he just grovels at his feet. It is so funny. Kansas City looks to be on the move and around midfield here. There we go. Now Lesnar's not on the move. This is definitely where he's going to open up Taker because with only, what time we got? 2:35. So, yeah, only 10 minutes left. He's going to have to start in on him soon. Yeah, the history that Heyman and Taker even had at this point was pretty awesome from their WCW days. Heyman had his fingerprints on a lot of the stars of that era, man, with Taker and Austin and Jesus. What's that movie with I don't know either one of their names. It's weird guy, SNL, married to that celebrity singer that I wouldn't know, with the girl from The Big Bang Theory. Translate that. There's Taker. It's coming out. It's flowing. Taker went deep. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Like, what did you do? Just take a scoop out of your head? Damn. I guess it was mostly the stairs that did that. Yeah, he ate them both hard. Yeah, that's what I said. It looked like a hole. What kind of blade did he use? Holy fucking shit. God. You can see the hole in his head through the mesh cage. That's how visible it is. Yeah, maybe he borrowed something from Abby. I know I got a Abdullah the Butcher's phone number in my phone somewhere. It should be running under the A's. Here it is. Hey man, you got a head scooper that I can borrow? You know, like if I just want to scoop out a chunk of my head. And Abby's like, oh yeah, I got all kinds of sizes of that. What kind do you want? What color do you prefer? It's like the same effect can be achieved if you just use a fork and twist, but I have other tools. Yeah, it's an HCH. It's a head chunk scooper. That's what you need. Now he's hitting him with a broken right. Use your left. Give him some palm strikes or something. God, he's like just wiping the blood out of his face. It's got to be impossible to see. That wouldn't be something I would want in my eyes and shit. Like my own blood just draining in my eyes. Is that good for your eyes? I guess it's your own fluids, but still. Ugh. Oh, Pat Mahomes sacked. No, you had the Edge. Cena and Eddie both had gnarly ones too. Just way too much. Eddie, Cena, and this one from Taker. And there's probably a couple of others I think that are all on the list of just a little bit overboard. And mass transit doesn't count. You can't imagine how a Mick Foley versus Abdullah the Butcher Hell in the Cell match would go. They've crossed paths before back in the day, but I think a Mick Foley and Abdullah the Butcher Hell in the Cell match would be terrible and horribly boring. But if you, big choke slam. But if you rewind it 12 years, let's go 15 years earlier. No, maybe not that many years. When did from Mick Foley's time in WWE, you subtract about 8 years from that, put the Hell in a Cell match in Japan, that could probably be pretty fun. But any WWE version of that match would be shit. I'd much rather watch Taker and Brock. God, Taker can't even see. He's got one eye completely doused in his crimsonness. He's going to go for the last ride. You can't even do the last ride in there. You can barely execute a backdrop. I don't even know how you'll do the last ride in here. If he did, does Brock grab the top of the cage? Or if he goes for the attempt, that'd be a good way to counter it. Oh, look at the blood just draining off of him. I just wouldn't want somebody's blood all over me either. Look at that ring mat. Jesus Christ. It is just pouring out of his head. Yeah, he cut himself good, or he's on blood thinners, or maybe he had a couple beers before the match. I don't know what the fuck. Uh-oh, here we go. That might be the last ride. Nope. Oh, he did hit him with it. Cover him. He's by the ropes. He even inched himself. Look at that blood. Oh, my God, the blood. Oh, look at it going all over Brock's chin. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, that is so crazy. That is some crazy blood. Look at it. It's forming a pool under his head. You can't be out there for very long. You're going to pass out, man. My God. Here we go. Tombstone, is he going to reverse this? And this is where we get the, I feel like it's got to be the finish here. So it's the same finish as WrestleMania 30. It's the same exact finish. And same cover. I never noticed that before. Because isn't that what happened? He countered the Tombstone, picked up Undertaker, kind of got him into, hoisted him into F5 position, hit him with it. 1, 2, 3, streak over. Same sequence. That's awesome. What a bloodbath. Jeez. It's one thing, yeah, you didn't remember how much, or you'd forgotten how much of a bloodbath this was. It's the one thing I did remember about this match, is I just remember the insane amount of blood from The Undertaker. All right, Kansas City tacking a few more on, 41-24 over there. Wow. Now, I know they got to get the big camera shot. It's awesome of Brock going up to the top of the cell and posing with the belt. He's like, I got to go up. I'm guessing they told him to. Or maybe backstage, they're like, if you can, after the match, go up. Yeah, I guess they just, I don't know. I didn't realize they did drop the undisputed part. They didn't really need it to be undisputed title. Oh, there he is. I was about to say, how is he? I was like, he better wrap it around himself if he's going to go up there. He climbs up so easily. Like it was nothing. I would stand on the supports, not on the mesh. There we go, yeah. No, he's going to stand on the middle. I just would not trust it. What a shot. What a great camera shot. Dude, so dominant. What a specimen that Brock Lesnar was and is. Unreal. Well, that was a good one to watch. I'm really glad we did that, so thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, as always. A fun, good 3-hour stream. I'm going to throw a mic drop up on the channel within the next hour, and I'm going to work on getting some links up for this week. We'll be up here this Wednesday. Going to be real fun. Dynamite 3-year anniversary, doing a live reaction to that, and I will be up here on Friday with our Extreme Rules predictions. We'll do that ahead of SmackDown. And then on Saturday night, we'll be here to review Extreme Rules, and we might talk a little bit about Battle of the Belts and Rampage as well. So I appreciate you guys being here as always. It was a lot of fun, and make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up button out the door, and join us this week for plenty of videos on the channel. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and it's a pleasure as always. Y'all take care. Peace.